Hello there, this is Deepti. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I will be making this shaker card with a twist, and the twist is I will be using partial die cutting technique for the shaker part. For that, I'm going to use Crealies latest released pattern mix dies with different patterns and sizes and mini slimline dies with cross stitch pattern at the edges. So let's get started. Here I took white cardstock and die cut out the panel using slimline dies with the help of my die cutting machine. Now for the partial die cutting, I took outermost die of the biggest pattern and I roughly marked the panel about quarter inches on both the edges to guide me for the die cutting. This is how I layered everything for partial die cutting. I started with big short plates, secured the card panel along the marked lines with non-permanent tape. Now you know why I marked the card panel earlier, so that we can adhere it straight. Then I secured the dies and then another plate. I ran through the sandwich to my die cutting machine to partially cut it. I repeated the same at other edge of the card panel too. Here I cut the partial die cutout part along the marked lines using my craft knife, and then I erase the pencil marks to clean the panel. Now I took Crealies A5 thin transparent sheet and adhered the card panel with double-sided tape. And I trimmed the extra transparent sheet along the card edges with the help of scissors. So here our shaker panel is ready. I cut out the white card base, which was approximately 3.75 by 6.25 inches, which is the same size of our outermost layer of mini slimline dies. Now I took this big pattern dies and die cut it out on white cardstock. Here you can even use Crealies sticker making sheet to die cut it out to avoid the use of glue later, which I unfortunately forgot to use. And glue can be a bit messy as we are going to stick this die cut out pattern over the transparent sheet. Anyways, let's move ahead. Here I ink blended these patterns using distressed oxide colors, where I have used Kitsch Flamingo, Worn Lipstick and Wilted Violet distress oxide colors. Once done with ink blending, I positioned the pattern over the card panel, marked it with pencil and trimmed it. Then I adhered this trimmed mandala pattern on the transparent sheet using a strong and clear glue. Now comes the fun part. It's time to add some shaker embellishment to our shaker card. For that, I have added foam tape at the backside of the card panel and added generous amount of silver embellishment. Now to secure it, I die cut out the same size of panel and adhere it. If you are a pro, then you can put some shaker embellishment directly on card base and adhere your card panel directly on it. but I'm not that pro and I don't want to make any mistake at this point of time. So I always feel comfortable to secure it first and then add it to the card base. So here our shaker panel is ready. Let's adhere it to the card base. For that I inked the edges of the card base using Kitsch Flamingo Distress Oxide color. I ink blended it just to highlight our white shaker card panel. And for the sentiment, I have used Crealies Alphys dyes and die cut it out on black cardstock. I adhered this hug sentiment using glue and further added handwritten sending sentiment with fine black outliner to complete the shaker card. It was fun making a shaker card after a long time, and I really like how this card turned out with partial die cutting. I hope you get inspired and will give this technique a try. With this, I'll leave you here. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like what I create, then please support me by subscribing to my channel. I'll be back here soon. Till then, bye bye.